welcome to my channel. The sun is really shining today, but I just know that it's just God giving me a little warning, a little love, just to share my message. So today, at my job, we had something called personal development, or like staff development, and it's basically a day when all of like the teachers from the district who teach like dance or like, so I teach art, so like all of the art teachers, like depending on the different kind of art, we all come together and we like learn like a lesson, or they like give us something to take back to like our students or whatever. So today we talked about this concept called the container, and it was basically like being like a container for like having your classroom be a container for like your students' trauma or grief or loss, or basically anything in that capacity. Like, you know how like you used to, when we used to go to school and like say you were having a bad day and maybe you just didn't have the ability to release that, and because we teach art, like art is such a way to like release and be able to be a creative outlet for people. And something that my school has really been fighting for from just the weeks that I've been there is just letting children be able to pick the way that they want to release that, like in the art that they get to choose. Because right now, I know in certain schools, like you would be able to, in certain schools, not the school that I go to, you get to choose if you want to dance or if you want to sing or if you want to play an instrument, or maybe you want to do music technology, or if you want to do graphic design. But right now, a lot of our classes that we have been talking about have been used for dumping grounds of just whatever student has that open period. But then it takes away, and I think that a lot of times it makes students not want to come to school, or not, it makes them want to skip or not want to come. But for the students that I have encountered that they do love to dance, or like they love to do art, or they love to draw, and that is the reason that they come to school. So in a way, we are just becoming this container for students to be able to express themselves, but we have to be able to fight for students to be able to do the things that they love. Like if you want to be a photographer, like you should be able to be in photography class, because that will get kids to want to come to school. Because a lot of times you meet a lot of students, like in my experience, and they don't have any reason to want to come to school. But I'll talk to my students who love to dance, and they will skip. I had one of my students skip all the rest of her classes, but she came to my class that day. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, I had to talk to her and say, girl, just because you want to come to my class doesn't mean that you have to skip the other classes. And I love that for you, but you have to still do your work. You know what I'm saying? So being the reason and helping them release that, and helping them and just being like a safe space for them, and also just being able to have students be able to get into the classes that they know that they want to do. And I'm not saying that, oh, they won't learn like to love it. And I feel like I've met students who have learned to love it, but it's not their passion, and that's okay. Like we do a lot of things in life that we don't love to do, and that's okay. But I wanted to share my container. It's yellow. Yellow's my favorite color. But when I was building my box, while I was building my container, a lot of people like kept theirs open, but I closed mine because a verse came to my heart as I was like, sorry, I was just like chatting it up with some of my coworkers, but a verse came to my heart as I was like creating my box, and it was Matthew 5:16. It says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." And I was thinking about just like how we can be a light even in the moments of like darkness and grief and sadness, and not letting the dark overpower the light, because God calls us to be a light. Like it says, let your light so shine before men. Like just learning to be that glow, learning to be that person. And yeah, so I wrote a poem. So I don't know if I even spoke about it, but I love to write. I love to write. So the poem that I wrote, I'll read it to you guys. I called it Container, but I'll probably change the name in the future. But I just went off of what we were just talking about. So here it goes. To have the capacity for the love of holding in what words can't express, what the heart can't agree upon. As I look within myself and gain the courage to accept, I find myself in the space of letting go. Releasing all the events I can't control. To relinquish control is to accept the reality, to be present in the moment. Let love in, hold space for loss. In order to contain, I must recognize that there may be, in order to contain, I must recognize that may be my first step. Moving forward, loving forward, forgiving forward, crying forward, grieving forward. For the love of the past is the container. I must continue the quest God has given me. So something that stood out to me, like, I don't know, I feel like God is always he just always guides my pen. Like God really guides my pen. Something that stuck out to me in my writing was, it said, the love of the past is the container. I must continue the quest God has given me. The love of the past is the container. All of this, all of the trauma, all of the things that I feel like have hurt me are in this container. But I still must be a light regardless. I cannot love this more than I love God. I cannot love this more than I love the beautiful person that I am, the person that I'm becoming. This happened, but it is not me. I am the light. I am the yellow wrapping paper. I am not what's in here. So I don't know what the lesson is, but thank you for just listening to my rant. If you are a container for other people and their emotions, just remember, it's okay to let it go. Let the emotions go. Let it pass through. The more we keep it in, is going to be harder for us to let it go. But just know that you are beautiful. Your past does not define you. You are not your trauma. You are a container, but that is not all you have to give. Maybe you're at the outside. Maybe you are just a light. You are a light. Don't forget that. Like, at the end of the day, you are a light. Be a light to this world, because that is what God called us to do. And yeah, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. That is just the word of the day. Thank you.